What is up, ladies and genitals? Four Eyes in here, coming at ya, coming through, back with some Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And ooh, baby, I am very impressed with this release. Treyarch definitely cooked with this one, but before I go into the positives, I do want to quickly go over some of the glaring issues I have with the game so far, so I can help potentially change these flaws and maybe help you when deciding to purchase this game. Starting off, one of my major dislikes about this game is when you are going into a lobby that is already in progress, it will spawn you before you're actually in the match, where you can move forward, backwards, left and right. You can also get killed in this state while this is happening, which is the oddest addition inside of Black Ops 6. To add insult to injury, you also have to rechamber your weapon after every respawn, which is quite the annoyance ever since it was added. I don't know if these were intentional because it most certainly doesn't feel like it. This should be addressed or fixed immediately. While we are on the topic of games in progress as a solo player, I have noticed I have been getting into quite a lot of matches that have already started, which doesn't bother me too much, except for the fact that it seems a lot of the matches I get into where people leave or disconnect, the lobbies for some reason won't fill back up. So it results into many situations where there is a 5 versus 6 or even 4 versus 6 lobbies, which is just unplayable. My assumption is that this goes hand in hand with the skill-based matchmaking system or the engagement optimized matchmaking system, where instead of finding someone with good connection to get into the lobby, the game is looking for the best candidate, just like how it is in high elo matches where it takes quite some time to get into matches, which as a solo player, this makes team balancing awful. Usually the matches are extremely one-sided, or if it's a close match, a player on the side with the worst teammates is usually having an ungodly performance, like when LeBron James dropped 51 points on the Warriors in 2018. The algorithm is the exact same here in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. If you have played any Call of Duty in the past 5 years, don't expect any difference in the matchmaking. However, I do firmly believe this is the best Call of Duty in the Warzone or the skill-based matchmaking era, which I will elaborate more in a few minutes. Another small nitpick I have are the stats. I personally prefer how it was in previous CODs. I was never a fan of the elim to death ratio. I just want to know my actual eliminations and deaths, not my elims and assists added together. One big thing I have been experiencing that is a hit or miss is definitely the connection or hit detection. There have been complaints of people with packet burst, but for me, I have yet to experience this. However, the connection or hit detection feels inconsistent at times. I can shoot first and die first, and when I watch the kill cams, it looks nothing like what I saw on my screen. At times, it feels like I put a good 10 to 15 bullets in a guy just for him to delete me in a millisecond, and vice versa, which is very strange. When the hit detection is good, the game feels great, and when it doesn't, it feels unplayable. I wonder if the skill-based matchmaking has something to do with this, because there are patterns regarding skill-based damage and hit detection. I also prefer the Infinity Ward game engine a bit better than Treyarch's. It's a bit smoother feeling in my opinion. I have also noticed that when I try to change my attachments on my weapons, especially on a blueprint, it will not apply the changes mid-match, which is something you could do in the past. Footsteps in the game right now are loud and easy to pinpoint, which is a contrast from the beta. The perk Ninja is a must because everyone with the headset will be hearing you from a mile away. My final issues with the game is the maps, spawns, but more importantly, my main beef is the visibility in the game. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like I need to have a Byakugan, Sharingan, or binoculars to see people, because I am personally having trouble with spotting people unless they are wearing like a lime green highlighter skin on. You could go prone on the floor and have a whole team pass you. For me, the maps are hit or miss. Out of all the launch maps included, I personally only like maybe 2, maybe 4 if I'm being nice, which is very sad after playing Modern Warfare 3. For example, I don't like how certain maps have automatic closing doors that can provide extremely entertaining random moments, but more often than not, they are more of a nuisance. Spawns wise, I know Treyarch responded in a blog post stating they have listened to the community's feedback but to me, the spawns are straight up trash. More times than not, they are confusing. I can predict spawns well, then out of nowhere the enemy will just spawn into our spawn, which makes no sense at all. These are the things I have noticed so far about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but surprisingly, I am having fun playing the game. I do think they nailed it out of the park, so let me tell you why. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real. Alright, seriously, for me, Black Ops 6 is easily the most complete Call of Duty game we have had in the past 5 years. It's surprisingly polished, excluding all the things I have mentioned previously, but even with those issues, Treyarch has done their best to balance them. For example, even though there is skill-based matchmaking, they did nerf aim assist, which increases the skill gap, where it can kind of offset the algorithm. This is not the developer's fault. Treyarch has developed a great game, but Activision has the final say when incorporating the algorithm's patents. Treyarch really did a brilliant job, especially with the new additions, even something as simple as the melee weapons. Instead of equipping it as a secondary or primary, you can hold R3, which is my input on the PlayStation 5, then it will pull out your knife, which is such a smart idea. This gives me Counter-Strike vibes. I also thought the camo system was phenomenal. I'm so glad that we don't have to level up the weapons, which can be extremely time consuming just to begin to do the challenges. You can literally start the camo grind the second you unlock the weapon. At the time of this recording, 24 hours after launch, there are already people who have legitimately unlocked Dark Matter. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but congratulations to those who have acquired the camo already. The classic prestige system is back. You actually get an incentive to play the game and want to prestige so you can flex the rewards. Treyarch has done a good job with the incentives and rewards available to players that are willing to commit to the grind. You can unlock prestige items like emblems, calling cards, reticles, and most likely seasonal event items in the future. Everything might not be to the highest standard in Black Ops 6, but it's just solid everywhere. The guns feel good, perks are well balanced, graphics is clean, gunsmith is simplified, theater mode returns, score streaks are finally normal compared to what it was in Cold War, insane variety of movements, solid zombies, and a fire campaign. I'm actually very surprised with how much Treyarch cooked even while being nerfed by Activision. I really do have to commend them for their efforts. This is the Treyarch we have all known and loved. We know their potential for making a Call of Duty game. I pray that for the next Call of Duty release they have more control over this and maybe hire their old map designers back. Excuse me. Let me know your thoughts on the game so far in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content. Other than that, namaste my friends, and I will talk to you all next time.